Government delivers as one. There is only one government. Different ministries, different agencies, but there is only one government. And that is why interministerial collaboration becomes extremely crucial. We in Interior cannot deliver unless we get support from other ministries. For example, we are trying to upgrade our ICT capabilities for our, including security agencies, meaning we have to work closely with the ICT people, for example. So our collaborative MOU, which we are signing this morning, just underscores the interdependence and interconnectedness of government. The tourism sector in this country is one of the oldest and the most natural sector for Kenya. God gave us good weather, good beaches, wildlife, a lot of things that many countries in the world do not have. I remember sometimes I used to travel quite a bit before I assumed the current position. And I went to a country and I boarded a taxi. I entered into a taxi, and the taxi driver in that country, in one of the cities in Western Europe, told me, when I told him I'm from Kenya, that you have a wonderful country. Then I asked him why. He said, because we in this country, God gave us a lot of wealth and a lot of things, except one thing. And that one thing is what you have in Kenya, namely the sun. So they don't see the sun. They don't, they hear there's a place where you can get the sun most of the year. And therefore the things we take for granted are the most precious things that God gave our country. I believe going forward that we can strengthen our tourism sector to generate more revenue and contribute to the economic development of our country. For a long time, I was telling my sister here, for about 40 years, the numbers of arrivals of foreign nationals to our country have stuck somewhere between 1.5 and 2 million, around there, for nearly 40 years. And we are actually punching way below our weight. I am aware of small countries in the Caribbean area, a small country without as much diversity in terms of tourism attractions as we do, who attract 20 million a year. Some countries in Europe are doing 60, 70 million, places like France and other places. So it is possible to get out of this under 2 million statistic, which we have had for 40 years. And the target, therefore, of this administration, as my sister has pointed out, is to achieve 5 million by 2027. And I believe going forward into the next phase of this administration, we should be targeting 10 million by 2032. That is my desire. And therefore today, what brings us here is extremely crucial for our country and for this administration. We in the Ministry of Interior, and on behalf of my colleagues, the uniformed officers led by the Inspector General of Police, we are very proud to be associated with the tourism ministry in this sector. I know already the tourism police unit has existed, and what we are trying to do is to formalize this relationship and look at how we can expand the roles of the different ministries. So the IG, of course, will has some work to do to perhaps expand and provide a little more of the human resources required. And then the tourism ministry will be able to facilitate the officers. Of course, the salaries will still remain the role of the police service, and discipline and command and control, as is provided for under the Constitution, will remain with the Inspector General of Police. But also on the side of the tourism ministry, the support in terms of facilitation, vehicles, allowances, and maybe capacity building, so that these police officers have training which helps them manage security and safety in the hospitality industry. So we have well elaborated rules. We have I have no doubt that the two ministries at the technical level have thought throughout this MOU, which is a 5-year MOU to be reviewed going forward. And I'm really, really happy today to be part of this. And finally, perhaps what I need to mention is I think the future of our security as a country is in more specialized units for special sectors, because whereas security and public safety is generic, there are certain specific sectors that require our security agencies to be trained and wired to respond to the needs of that sector. So what you've done with what we are doing today with Tourism Police Unit is what we need to do, IG, and I have spoken to you about this, with also other special sectors. And I have in mind, for example, the new unit that we have established to support the mining sector. The Mining Police Unit is a critical unit which aims at protecting the country's critical resource called minerals, critical minerals and critical wealth of the country. And therefore, for us to secure that resource, we need police officers, not just who are trained in general security, but in how to protect precious wealth and critical minerals. So I think this is the way to go. And I'm very happy, therefore, that we have reached here. I don't want to spend a lot of time. Today is not the day to talk, it's the day to sign. And I'm ready to sign. Thank you very much.